So I first learned of 4chan, I guess around like 2004 or 5. I had a girl in my band that used to go there all the time. And she was really into anime. And it seemed like that was basically what it was. Like an anime board. So she used to go there all the time. And that's how I heard of it. I didn't start visiting there regularly till, I think, what was it? It was the Dark Knight Rises event that happened in 2012. At the time, I didn't realize that it was just an event, you know. I thought it was like a real thing. And I remember going there to read news about it. And I don't think I discovered it was an event there either. I think it took a couple years till I kind of put together that was also a made-up thing. So this new supermarket made-up thing is going on now, and it's meant to specifically, well, nothing they do specific. It's for a lot of different things, of course. It's another notch against the 2A, and they usually don't do things for just one result. But it seems like what's taken the most heat from this thing is 4chan. It's mentioned a lot. The guy is like a made-up straw man version of what people would think a person like that would be. It's retarded. The whole thing is retarded. But yeah, you can't just judge a whole group of people by the actions of a couple or a few. I mean, shit, if we did that, well, I could go down a whole list of funny things, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, is there stuff there that's like racist? Yes. But does that mean that the people that go there are all racist? No. A lot of the people there do it just for fun. Like, they're just shitposting, you know? I don't think you'd have a real hard time finding an actual danger, a dangerous person or a dangerous society there among its users. And that's why they have to create them. You know, I've been seeing the past, well, it's gone on since I've been going there, but for the past couple of years in particular, it's like that meme where they got the stick and they're trying to poke the guy to do terrorism, you know. That's what it's been. It's so many Hey Kids posts about what is it, the Patriot Front was one. They're just trying to get someone to do something so then they can pin the whole group of people on this one fake event. But they couldn't get anyone organically, because those kind of guys, like the one they're talking about in this latest fake event, I don't even know if those guys really exist, because have we ever seen like a real one that wasn't put together by an intelligence agency? I don't know. I mean, you can go down the list of any of those, and it's like you don't have to be like super, you know, CIA pilled on it too to see the inconsistencies. They're badly done. And a lot of people will say, well, you know, maybe there was a time when they were done better and that's why we didn't realize it. And no, I think they're always done with the same level of competence. It's just that it's back once again to Veilbro. Whatever technology they're using to keep us from seeing things is breaking down, and it has been. So I think there always was that level of incompetence, because you can even go back to like the JFK thing, and you just look at it with eyes now, and you're like, oh, well, none of this looks right. It's silly. But when you have everybody under a certain level of hypnosis, you don't have. It doesn't have to be as good. It doesn't have to be as well done. Yeah. Like that one in particular, the JFK one. What's funny about that is after that happened live on TV, the very next thing they showed was a commercial, and the commercial I think was for sugar or like a salt product or something, and the commercial is a guy hypnotizing the audience. It's like this, 60s looking man in black and white. Now watch this, whatever I'm holding, I'm going to move it back and forth, and you're going to feel very sleepy. Like it's like he's like it goes right into a hypnotism thing, and that's how the ad begins. And the guy's just swinging this thing in front of the TV, and then at the end of the commercial, you see it's like for sugar or something. But it's a lot of things. It's hypnosis, spellcraft, programming, predictive programming, government-level mind control. But those tactics they use, I believe anyway, are only going to work if their technology is working. If whatever mechanics they use to facilitate this, using these on the people, if that breaks down, then the mass hypnotism or mass spellcraft, it's not going to work as well or at all. And that's what we're seeing. So, yeah, this new one is meant to maybe even close down 4chan. And right away, after they, and they're all over the boards right now, the government people, starting threads that talk about the particulars of the event as if it's a real thing. Like, well, another angry white guy who blah, blah, blah. And they start to, what they try to do is bring the argument off the actual event, so that now you're arguing some racial thing. And by jumping into that argument, what you're doing is you're giving their story credibility. I've used this example recently too, and I forget there's a name for it, like a false dichotomy, I believe. Maybe that's what it's called. It's like, is the moon made of cheese or is it, made of chalk? You can't get into that argument, because what you're doing is you're saying, you're saying moon. You know what I mean? You're right. Hold on, I just gotta get away from people. Some people get all close to me. I try to, I'm not gonna go into my little thing about how I try to avoid people here when I'm filming, and it's not my fault that they wanna jump in front of the camera and try to occupy the same space I am. Whatever, man, The thing that sucks is I lose my train of thought. But whatever, I'll get it back. Point is, it's a bunch of bullshit. And what's funny is, prior to this happening, right, people were noticing on the boards that it was real quiet, and that a lot of threads were staying up longer than they normally do. Like, it seemed like there were just less people there. And people kind of theorize that maybe it's because there's something big coming, or they're planning to do something, so they're taking off. I just don't get it. Like, you see me, right? I'm not gonna disappear if you walk into me. It's fucking bizarre. Sorry. I just get aggravated, and then it's like I forget what the fuck I'm talking about. See, people like, I don't know, like no one's doing their own thing and happy in their own life. You know, they're all trying to intersect. They want to know what you're doing. They want to be near you. It's like, I think it's boredom or whatever. I don't know. Because I'm just some idiot with a fucking talking to his phone. I'm not, there's nothing, I don't have much exciting going on. I try to give people enough room and enough personal space, and you know, I don't try to jump in front of them so I can get to an area before they do. It's just so weird. Like, and it makes me think more that, yeah, a lot of these people are not real people like us. But the thing is, you got to treat them the same. I say that a lot. I talk about how there's no fucking way that a lot of the people are the same as you. They function the same way, or whether or not they have divinity, or they're just like mouth-breathing eaters, you still have to treat them the same. Because this test isn't about passing or failing. It's about your behavior during the test. That's what you're going to be judged on, I believe. Because you can't beat the opposing force. And everything is so gamed against you that, you know, losing is kind of expected, right? So it's not about winning or losing. It's about your behavior during the test, how you deal with it, how you continue to treat people, even if you know they're just mindless fucking drone robots, which I just feel like more and more of them are. Like, I don't know. It's kind of sucks, you know. But it also makes meeting people who are real and do kind of aren't just mouth-breathing eaters. Making connections with them is, you know, a lot more valuable to me than it was at one point in my life, you know. But yeah, the whole thing's fake. And now what they're doing is they're adding the shit branches on. The shit tree is, to use some Jim Leahy-isms, the shit tree is the initial lie. You know, say like, whatever event you want to say. I don't know what I want to say, because I don't want to throw something out there and then have trouble. Any of these events you see them make movies about, maybe any of these terror events, you know, and then they'll have a movie about it with Mark Wahlberg, like a year later. These are shit branches, because the tree itself, the tree of bullshit itself, the lie, it can't be allowed to just stand there for people to view it, right? So they got to add the branches to obfuscate the tree. It's still a tree. The shit tree's still there. The lie's still there. But if they put all these branches around it, you know, you can't see the actual tree. Now you're debating the branches, you know, and the branches are, you know, movies about the subject, arguments about the subject that don't have to do with the actual subject, things like that. They just keep adding things to it. A memorial fund can be added. That's a good shit branch. Interviews on their media with family members, those are always great shit branches. And what happens is people see the shit branches and it gives them the idea that the tree is legitimate. Well, look at all these branches on this. This must be a tree, right? This must be a real tree. You know, and they try to appeal to your humanity, which is funny because it's coming from people that have none. And, you know, my mom would see like a mother of like a victim like crying about it, and it would affect her emotionally, you know, and it makes her buy into the story. It's just all manipulation. It's all manipulation. But it's frustrating for those of us that can look at it and, like, there would be a time where I would take an event like what happened the other day, and I'd go down the list of, well, this can't be, and this is that, and you can see that. I don't even do that anymore because I don't even care. I just hear about it and I know it's fake, you know, and almost immediately the arguments and the talk around it goes to the shit branches. You know, because, okay, we've established a tree. Now let's talk about the branch. What are the reasons for young white men to go and shoot places? It's like, well, that's not happening. You want it to happen. So this is a problem we're facing here with our media. Is that they can just make anything they want happen. Now, for it to actually happen, okay, they still need us to generate the reality, because we're reality generation machines, right? They can't do it themselves. Evil can't do that shit. Evil can't create. It's got to get you to create it. What they can do, though, is create a fake story on their media. So then people watch it, and then they think, oh, wow, that really happened, because a lot of people do think that. And then they start thinking about it in their mind, and then the effects of that creates the actual thing that they want to have in the first place. The people then create it. Like when you say something like, you know, there's 200 billion people died today from the coup. And people are like, 200 people. It's a virus, you know, and then these people start having these images in their head of slow-moed movies over the past how many ever years, where they see houses being zipped up with plastic and food lines and contamination. All these thoughts come into their head that they relate to the words that they heard on the screen that are completely fake. And what that does is, when you have enough people thinking like that and enough focus put on that, it's going to create that. That's just simply how it works. If we knew that, though, or we being the majority of people, if the majority of people knew that, we could use that to our own advantage and create whatever kind of world we want. But that's why it's the hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. That's what all those mystery schools are about. Basically, it's all it's about. All that stuff is just about how to control the nature of reality. That's it. It's not complex. You don't have to be super smart to understand it. I'm not super smart. I understand it. Like, you basically just, it's not hard to understand. It's just that the concept has been hidden away from you. And you have to, like, you know, do the stuff to get that kind of knowledge. You have to sacrifice family members, drink your friend's pee, sex with a dog, all the stuff they do, all the ridiculous, lame, stupid stuff they do to get what is basically simple information, or just it's simple conceptually. But even if you did have that information, on top of it, you've been bombarded since you've come out of the womb with all kinds of methods to keep you from being able to use that information, even if you got it. Because many of us do have it. And, you know, figuring out how a lot of it works is slow going. You know, it's getting better. Things are happening faster. I feel like things that I understand come, like, from not even trying. Like, I'm working on trying to do one thing, and out of nowhere, I'll gain knowledge from somewhere, from inside, from the consciousness, from the shared consciousness, on how to do something, or how to, or it'll just instinctually happen. And that happens more. So I think hopefully that the speed of that will ascend as the speed of the collapse of the technology is happening. It's happening. It's all fine. Like I say all the time, it's like we've already won. It's just a matter of just not dropping the spaghetti, you know, just taking the knee and letting the clock run out, like in a football game. That's all you got to do, and everything will be fine. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.